Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome to the part 2 of this video tutorial series, that is writing Elasticsearch queries. Right, so let's get started. So in the last video we basically downloaded the Netflix movie dataset, and we actually learned how to query that. So we saw about the source filter and the exist filter. We also saw one of the filter that is called as a match phrase filter, which basically matches the keyword, so that basically on that particular field that keyword should exist, right? So far so good. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, so let's go to the software. I think this one. So that's on my website, right? So that's the query generator. So now let's look at some other query generator. So the one of the query generator is called aggregation, right? So now let's learn how to use aggregation. What is aggregation? So let me explain you first what is aggregation. Aggregation, as the name suggests, aggregate. To aggregate means to collect. So now you will ask, to collect what, right? That's the question. So you can collect a field, right? For example, title, all the unique titles. There are how many title have, let's say, let me give you an example. Like let's say the title is Rocky. So how many of them are there? Let's say total there are 6 titles called as Rocky. So that will give you the count 6. Then let's say XYZ. So it's gonna give you a count. So it's gonna make sense once I show you. Okay. So let me show you that. Okay. Let me go to my data set. Let me see where exactly I want to do my aggregation. So we can do like aggregation on duration. Let's do that. Okay. So I'm gonna go to the app. Okay. Let's go to the app section on my website. Let's go to the Elasticsearch query. That's the one, right? So let's say add a field. I want to make sure that this field exists, that is duration. Let's get rid of that one. I don't need it. Let's call aggregation. So we'll do aggregation. So here you can see it's asking the field name, so that is duration. Aggregation bucket name, so you can call it anything. I just call it my bucket. And the size is very important. How many buckets or how many fields that you want to aggregate. So I'm gonna call 5 for now. Let's do the search, submit. It's gonna give you a very nice query automatically, just like that. Copy, go to Kibana. Alright, so that's the query. Let's run and see what do we get. So now if you see, I'm getting some result, right? Now this is the aggregation. Look at this, guys, it's really amazing. So if you see the key called as first season, there are 1321 of them. Second season, that means the duration has a field called as season, and these are the counts, how many of them are there. Third season, 158. So the keyword 90 minutes, there are 111 document that has 90 minutes in it. So you see how amazing it is, basically giving you details about that. You can display this on your website as well, like 98 minutes, there are like 111 movies, and then you can again filter it out as you do it. Let me show you some other way. Let's try to do it on director. Let's see if the same director has made like a lot of movies. Let's try to do an aggregation. So I'm gonna go to this app. So let's do director. Let's call field name director, bucket name, size as 5. Let's do a submit. It's gonna give you the query. Copy the query, go to Kibana, paste that query, and let's do a submit. I think something went wrong. Director, let's see what is the issue. Illegal argument exception, reason field data is disabled. Okay, so I cannot do it on that one because the field data is disabled. You can let's try on some other field. Let's try ratings maybe. So let's go to the app, aggregation, rating, call my bucket 6. Let's add a field exist, call as rating, submit. That's my query. Hopefully I should be able to do it on this one now. Alright, so that's done. Now let's see the result. So here you see when I said rating, so TVMA, so this keyword, 2027 documents have this keyword, right? Similarly, TV14 rating, remember we said the rating, right? So 1690 so basically 1698 is the number of documents that it found. So here you can see it's basically descending. So if you want, you can also say ASC So it's gonna sort in the ascending order, and it's gonna give you the top 5. Let's have a look at that. So now you see that's the least rating, MC, what is it, NC 17, UR 7 documents found, and so on. So you can also like do a lot of order by stuff if you want to. So right now I'm doing it by of course I'm doing it by descending because I want to see the maximum one. So of course that's the data, right? And that's the buckets. It's called buckets, right? So the my buckets, remember my buckets is, you said the bucket name, so that's what is the my buckets. So you can query over this JSON data and do whatever you want, right? So that's the aggregation query. Now I'm as I said, I'm still adding more and more buttons here, but let me also show you a couple of more queries here. I actually wanted to show you the suggestion query, the composite aggregation term query, then the aggregation term is query, then match phrase, we have already done it. One of the field, we have already done it. Yeah, so some of these queries that I wanted to show you, and later on I want to show you pagination, locations, like geolocations and stuff like that. How do we map? How do we write mappings and stuff like that? So coming up in the upcoming videos. This is part 2. See you guys in the part 3. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any more questions, suggestions, please list them in the comment section, and I would be very happy to answer all your questions and queries. As usual, keep smiling, keep coding, and see you guys in the part 3.